With the end of the year 2024, I think it's a good moment to check what is the state of the different cloud gaming services. Let's take a look at the state of the main ones. Geforce Now continues to be the main service for those that want to play their own game collection. With 2,118 games as of right now, they have the biggest collection. Not just that, but their hardware is second to none. The regular tier already has good machines, but the ultimate tier allows you to play with RTX 4080 GPUs and up to 4K resolution. The experience itself is really good and very stable for the most part, with very reliable servers. The only fault I can find is that they have visibly slowed down on adding new games, and especially with older games or classics, they don't seem very interested in adding those. It is my best line service, the one I use the most, and if your game collection is decent, probably your main option too. I'm curious to find out if any of the other services can catch up during the new year. If Geforce Now is the leader on services that allow you to play your own collection, Game Pass is the main service that offers you a curated list of games that you can play without buying them first. It's the Netflix of cloud gaming. It also seems to be the main option for the people coming from the console side of things. They tend to buy less games because they are so expensive for their system, so this becomes a very strong alternative. Looking at the last few months, they are clearly doubling their efforts on the service, which is obvious from how they keep on bringing relevant day one titles into it. The experience is not as smooth as Geforce Now, especially on TV sets, and I think they need to make an effort to streamline that and catch up with Nvidia. If they do, they will surely be the main contender. The only reason I stopped my subscription with them for the time being was that I didn't have enough time to play all the games in my collection, but I will surely renew it during the year to check on how it's going. As of now, if you enjoy trying lots of different new games or have a lot of playtime, this is probably your best option to save some money. Boosteroid are still trying to play catch up with their direct rivals, Geforce Now, especially as hardware is concerned. They still benefit from that legal gray area of the install and play games, which allow them to offer some exclusives that no one else can. As long as that's true, I think they will still be the main second option for most people. As far as the experience itself, they still need to streamline what happens when you try to access the games. Still feels very rough and slow. It shouldn't depend that much on the player input. They need to look at Geforce Now here too. This being said, they've grown a lot during the last year, so I'm eager to see what happens with them. Okay, Amazon Luna really needs to up their game. They're not going to be anybody's first choice unless they improve their performance as well as their business model. Too many sections request you to pay extra. If they could expand their baseline offering and add more servers to improve connection, they might rank higher. As of now, they are still playing catch up and used mostly by people who already own Prime and just want some extra free games. It would be a huge boost for the Fire TV systems if they played it right. So these two services are a bit different. Instead of offering you just cloud gaming, they rent you a remote system which you can use for anything you want, including cloud gaming. This means you can only play games you own, but you will be able to use any of them instead of depending on any lists. You can just install them the way you would on your local PC. It's not that different from streaming your own PC with Moonlight or Parsec, but they provide the hardware so you don't need to own the PC. I think the fact that it can also be used for many other things makes it interesting for a different type of customer. Unfortunately, because of what they offer, they are notably more expensive than any of the cloud gaming services I've mentioned so far. I don't think this business model has the option of becoming massive as of today. But who knows, with things like Google Drive or Apple iCloud being more and more common, we might be heading for a paradigm change in the future. For 2025, I don't expect these two to get a crazy growth. I've reserved the lag section for services that are less used or more limited. PlayStation Plus still shows why Sony is stuck in their old ways. Their service only works on Windows or PlayStation. This means you still need a big machine in order to be able to do cloud gaming. It should be the exact opposite. You should be able to play from your TV or handheld without owning any hardware. They could still enforce owning games like Geforce Now if they wanted, or follow the Game Pass way, which they are sort of doing right now. But by keeping the hardware restrictions, they are basically playing against themselves. So instead of getting lots of new players, they are just keeping the same PlayStation customers they already had. I don't think anybody will take this cloud gaming service seriously until they wake up, and they are in serious danger of being pushed completely out of the market by Game Pass. As its name implies, Cloud Deck offers a Steam Deck experience on the cloud. It's a good idea, but as of now, it's way too expensive for what it offers. I don't see a lot of people jumping into it unless their conditions change. If they could halve their price, it might be worth considering. Blacknet Cloud Gaming looks more decently priced, but the collection is still too small compared to its rivals. They need to grow the offering to compete. And that's all for now. There are other services, but they are not big enough to talk about right now. We will keep an eye during the year and see which services grow and get better or worse, or if any new players appear. What is sure is that cloud gaming as a service, just like it happened last year, is just going to keep on growing, and we'll be here to witness that and review it. If this video was interesting to you, feel free to click like and subscribe, but even if you don't, thanks for watching, and enjoy your gaming in a relaxed setting.